this is probably Brian Koberger, but I did send it into the FBI.
There we go. There's Papa. What's up, Papa?
Right.
I love you, pal.
Let me talk to fucking Johnny. Johnny, let me tell you something. I got no police training, and I was the one. I know you listen to the show, so don't tell me you don't. Don't say, well, I must have missed that episode. No, you didn't miss shit. I was the one that said he got them first down at the bottom, went upstairs, took care of them two, came back down the stairs, heard the crying in the room, and went back in to finish the job.
I remember you saying that.
And when he went back in, that's when he said, I'm here to help you. So what do you think about that there, Johnny boy?
I can hear you, Sal. Yeah, I do recall you saying that.
Yeah, you said you have, well, before you said, I didn't never heard anybody say that there.
No, you're right. You just refreshed my memory. That's right. You're right. I own it. You did say that.
Thank you. And about the parking lot.
Let's look at this layout of the house.
I don't know why T doesn't have my fucking back. Even in the parking lot, I said he was watching them from the parking lot. Two kids upstairs. Their windows were wide open.
Right.
Right?
Well, the parking lot is what, in the very beginning of all this, that's where I thought he was stalking them from, was that parking lot around back.
Right. He killed.
I've been saying that as well. So
yeah, because he was circling the place. He was working up the nerve to go in there. That's why he went around that fucking block 3 times. He was working up the nerve.
That's why I believe this was a spontaneous act that night. That's why I don't think he put a lot of thought into. I believe this was something that he planned, but not to do that night. Right. I think that Maddie posting what she posted set him off. He's got to do whatever he's got to do. If Kaylee was the target, he's got to do it then, because she's gone tomorrow.
All right, well,
she's hauling ass. She's going to Texas.
Now wait a minute. I'm gonna disagree with you, but we ain't gonna know this until it all comes out. I think Maddie was the target. I think Maddie and Xana. Well, mostly Maddie. I think Maddie was the target. While he was doing her,
I don't know. We don't know who.
Kaylee came to her defense.
Could be.
Which is why Kaylee got it the worst. That's what the dad said. And it's because he was pissed off that she was trying to protect him. That's why Kaylee got it.
Well, Kaylee also wasn't nearly as inebriated as Maddie.
Right. If you look at
she would be the one to put up more of a fight.
Look at the grub truck video. You'll see Maddie was a little, dipsy. And Kaylee was holding her own. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I could picture Maddie coming in and just flopping down on her bed on her back and going, I'm just messed up. And then Kaylee being okay and kind of nursing her. And, wherever he was. Yeah, I mean, there's all kinds of possibilities for sure, man.
Even when she banged on the counter at the grub truck, Kaylee stopped doing what she was doing on her phone. I said, Maddie, she was always watching
knock
her.
It off.
I think she was her protector. Yeah. She was always watching her.
She was the more, I think, and this isn't bad, I think she was the more mature out of the two of them.
That's right.
I think Maddie was probably a little more wild. Maddie was a little more wild.
Yeah.
And Kaylee was probably a little more goal-oriented and already had her job lined up. And, she was more like the mother hen, I'm sure.
Yeah, and I think that's why she was trying to
get I think we'll be able to watch the trial?
I think that's why she was trying to get a hold of Jack, because she was leaving the next day, and she was trying to call him. And like me, Jack had his phone on silent when he went to bed and didn't get the call. I'm sure Jack's going to regret that for the rest of his life.
You hear me? There's a question for you on the screen.
What would you need to get it dropped to manslaughter? Well, you would have to lay a foundation, and the defense is going to do this if it comes down to the death penalty phase. They're going to have to lay a foundation that his intent was not to go in there and commit murder. And then prosecution is going to be, well, then why'd you bring a K-bar knife? Well, because, I wanted to defend myself in case something happened. Well, and you only got to convince one juror. That's what's so scary about this whole thing. So yeah, that's what they're going to try and prove. When we talked the other day, I said that's what we moved toward, is to find out, whether this was first degree murder, whether it's second degree murder, whether it was a first degree murder, and the others were just collateral damage, because that's going to be a factor, you know, in the death penalty phase. Because I'm telling you right now, I disagree with anyone saying that they're not going to go for the death penalty. This is way too high of a profile case, and he will catch way too much heat. If he's a liberal DA, he doesn't file for death penalty case on this clear death penalty case, he may not get reelected.
So the last one was 2004, Detective John, but it wasn't.
He better file.
It wasn't by him. In the state of Idaho, the last death row inmate, 2004.
Yeah, but you got to look at the state too.
Idaho.
Yeah, and how many mass murders have you had in the state of Idaho? The state of Idaho, really, relatively speaking, isn't a highly populated state. So I mean, you're not going to have all this crazy, you know, all these crazy homicides that we have down here to make a comparison. How many opportunities has he even had to file for a death penalty case? I guarantee you, he hasn't had many.
The bar stools that were blocking the back sliding glass door put there by police, maybe sliding door locks broken. How they always lock the door.
Well, in the very beginning of this whole thing, when they showed those stools, I mean, the way they had them laying, I mean, to me, it could have been a couple things. It could have been that they could have used those stools to block the door, but it also could mean that there was a struggle right there in that area. You know, what are you going to do? What's the first thing you're going to grab if you've got somebody wielding a 9-inch K-bar knife? I mean, if you got a bar stool there, you're going to pick that bar stool up and try and defend yourself. These are just things that we're all going to have to find out about in the watch, because right now we just don't know. But I can guarantee you they're gonna have a pretty good idea. They're gonna draw us. They're gonna make a movie for us.
Does Detective John have credentials? His speculations seem all over the place.
All I'm trying to do is create dialogue for people to talk about, and that person can bite me. I'm not. My speculations aren't all over the place. I'm showing the possibilities. So bite me. Don't be an ass and ask if I am. It's already been proven who I am and what I was and what I've done. So kiss my ass. I'm sorry. First time ever I've gotten pissed off on this show, but I'm so tired of it. It's ridiculous. You want to talk about fake freaking suspects? Go to another fucking show. It's fucking ridiculous. Talk about freaking things that may have happened the way that it happened. Don't talk about fake ass freaking suspects and discredit a police investigation, because that's what all you assholes that go to this other show and get on there and do, and it's ridiculous. It's just freaking unbelievable to me. Go jump up and down on their freaking show. Because this show right here is about the freaking truth and the facts. We're beyond all these freaking crazy ass theories of other suspects. Move on to why this happened and the possibilities the possibilities of what happened. Don't jump up and down and scream that BK didn't do this, because it's fucking ridiculous. You're all a bunch of idiots that think that. Swear to God. No, am I convicting BK? Am I convicting Brian Kohlberger? No. Allegedly, he is the guy. You know, everything that I've seen is he's explained the DNA on the sheath. That's all I gotta say. Explain the tag not being on the front of an Elantra that the state of Idaho mandates that you have a front tag on. Explain that shit. Don't be a freaking asshole and come on here and say that I need to show my credentials because I must be an idiot, because I'm trying to create dialogue around the bullshit that we're hearing everywhere else. Let's talk about the possibilities of what happened and why they happened. We can all speculate on that, and that's all I'm trying to do is show the possibilities. We don't know exactly what happened. All we know is 4 people were hacked to death with a K-bar knife. So fucking kiss my ass, you freaking prick that said that. Leave the show. I don't give a fuck. Sorry, T-REV, but I'm fucking over it.
Oh shit! Yeah, easy Tiger.
Fucking idiots, dude.
Easy, Tiger. Easy.
I bit my tongue a long time and taking these freaking insults from these assholes that come on here and want to give their lib turd freaking responses when they're just idiots. They're fools. Fools, absolute fools. Let's talk about why this happened, how this happened, and the possibilities of what happened. That's all I'm doing. I'm not all over the place. I'm just showing the possibility.
Right.
And
That's
if
right.
there's something in the affidavit that can prove our theories, then that's what we need to focus on. We don't need to focus on whether this freaking alleged drug dealer and his freaking girlfriend, did this, and the freaking, what the drug mom freaking did this, or some
Hallelujah.
bullshit.
Hallelujah, brother.
Unfucking real, man. Unfucking real.
I've seen the mountainside.
Boy, somebody.
I've tried to be professional because I always try to be professional. But to have somebody insult me again, fuck you.
That's right.
I've had a bad day.
That's right.
Go ahead. But that shit sets me. That set me off right there.
I know. But I want.
And they're gonna keep aiming to do that too.
I took a page out of Sal's book.
I don't want your blood pressure going up. Oh,
Detective John is.
Johnny, I think if you talk any louder, you're gonna break your phone. You're gonna break your fucking phone. Calm down. Calm down. Don't piss me off. You never hear the fucking end.
You said. You started gutting them.
That was a 7-month buildup.
Yeah, that was for sure. I'll say that. People are gonna come at him.
Is he all right? Did he pass out?
Hopefully, he didn't have a heart attack.
I know. You all right, Johnny?
Oh, he's back.
Hey, sorry guys. I don't know. I dropped you. I must have blew my speaker out of my phone.
That was 7 months buildup.
Hey, for that guy, he's a douchebag. He's an absolute douchebag. If that was a dude, Southern boy, and you can kiss my ass.
I don't even know who it was.
I didn't see it either.
I don't know that name. I've never seen him around.
That was good. This show should be on a pay-per-view. You got to pay to see it. This was great. T, could you imagine him with a club in his hand? Could you fucking imagine this guy with a club in his hand?
I've been watching Detective John be dissed by commenters for a long time. It's about time. Go get him, Detective John. CK, thank you. I appreciate you. Miss 604 says for that long overdue rant. A 7-month buildup. Silence in the courtroom, somebody said. Papa Sal's face is covered up by super chat. Thank you, Miz. I appreciate you.
So anyway, I just thought that we could go in a different direction and be, and I know that T-REV's done this, but let's entertain something else except what all these other sleuths are doing, because they're just doing it for click. I would like to be a part of a serious show and go on and talk about, relevant things and possibilities, rather than entertaining and insulting dead people and insinuating they're freaking drug dealers and all this garbage that these freaking people are spewing out there. And these pricks that have these other freaking shows that entertain that should be a fucking shame to themselves, and they should be shut down. You can say what you want to say about free speech, but I'm telling you right now, I know a lot of people in the IRS, and I will fucking make some phone calls because they're making money on this bullshit, and I'll get their asses audited. That's how pissed off I am about it.
Damn, y'all done pushed the
fucking
button out there.
Bullshit. I can make fucking 2 phone calls and be up their ass with a freaking cattle prod in 0.2 seconds. Promise you. For them to entertain this bullshit and insult these freaking people's families and humiliate a beautiful dead girl and insinuate she's a drug addict and a dealer just freaking blows me away.
Without proof.
Kiss my freaking ass.
Now, if I would say if there's proof, if there was proof, then okay, I can see the conversation, but I just don't. I haven't seen.
There is zero proof, and even these other 2 that have been arrested on unrelated charges, to even insinuate that they're part of this is bullshit as well, because there's zero proof of that. It's all about attacking law enforcement and these liberal idiots that think cops are just out to pin some shit on somebody. Freaking aggravates the piss out of me too. You got 3 agencies. You've got the Idaho State Police, which the entity solicited for, and you've got the FBI that they wanted help. The FBI doesn't come help you unless you ask. There's a lot of people involved in this with a lot of skills, and there's a lot of freaking people involved in this that know what they're doing, and there's a lot of technology involved in this whole case. There is no way in God's green earth that we would even be talking about this case if he'd have taken his Glock and went in there and blew all 4 of these people away. There's just no way. No one cares about people being shot anymore. But you know what they do care about? They care about the thought process that went behind something as personal as stabbing 4 people to death. An in-your-face crime is. And he knew it. He 100% knew it. So yeah, to that person that put in there, I'm all over the place. But that's my theory. I'm going all over the place because we need to talk about possible scenarios here rather than possible suspects. Right. I think everyone with any ounce of character or credibility or common sense should stay away from those other shows, except for pure fucking comedy, because that's what they are. You want to come to a show that's going to have a freaking great dialogue and talk about possibilities and bounce things off of one another, then great.
That's what fucking gets me.
Yeah.
That these people, they're forgetting that these are, they call it the Idaho 4. You're forgetting that these were real people, real kids. That this fuck went in there and slaughtered these poor kids. These kids were bright. They had their whole life ahead of them.
Right. And you know what doesn't matter to this generation that we're seeing come up? They don't care about people, man. They don't care. They're all, and you've heard me refer to it before. Everyone's a keyboard tough guy and tough girl. And they have no social skills anymore because they're learning in school that they can be keyboard tough guys and tough girls. So there is no dialogue. There is no communication unless you're behind a keyboard or a text or a Snapchat where you can bully people and stuff like that. That's why these kids are blowing their brains out today, because they can't cope with true drama in their life. They can't sit down and have a conversation because they've been, desensitized and
but that's some
rooms with a computer and a cell phone.
Right. I know. I remember driving a truck.
Oh no, I didn't say everyone. I'm saying some people. I'm saying a generation of people have gone in that direction. My kids aren't raised like that. I can promise you that.
Neither is
my kids will sit down and at a dinner table and we'll talk. And it's just like, what very well could have happened in this case is social media could have opened the door for all this for this guy, because everyone's got diarrhea of the mouth and they got to post everything that they do 24/7.
Every day I wake up, it's another person that's dead, and YouTube has to solve it because the law is failing kids. I'm disgusted at the evil in the end, and if you connect the dots, you'll see the vision in your head. Why do people die as victim to the streets? They wonder why I'm up all night and can't sleep. I'll be the voice for everyone who can't speak. L.E. failed Kylie and now Sammy is free.